welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and today I'm just feeling 50,000 times better than I was when I last made a video. I was just not in the best place, but I'm feeling so much better, which I think is normal for people to have good days and bad days, and that just wasn't the best day. And just so you guys know, you're not alone. If you have a bad day, it's okay. Just try not to stay there. And that's the best advice that I think anybody can give anybody, is just try not to stay in that bad mindset and try to find something to distract yourself to make yourself feel better. Today my ColourPop Making Mauves collection came in the mail, like literally just a couple hours ago, and I've been taking pictures and swatches for you guys. I will show that to you here. The shipping did take a really long time. It took 12 days to get to me and I ordered on the day it launched. I don't know if they were having problems with shipping because of the coronavirus then at that point in time. So I don't know if they were just slow or if it was because of the coronavirus or what, but sometimes ColourPop's really fast and sometimes they're really slow. So it kind of just depends on what's going on in ColourPop's life, I guess. So today I used everything. I used the blush, I used the Super Shock shadow as a highlighter, I used the palette on my eyes and the lip gloss on my lips. So if you want to see how this bundle that I got the bundle called Make a Move, something like that. I'll post it down below. I did get a bundle and it came with the palette, lip gloss, blush, and 2 Super Shock shadows. I was like, this is a really good deal and I want to review it for you guys. So I got it, and so if you want to see how everything performed, then just keep watching. Starting off with my new favorite primer ever, the e.l.f. Putty Primer. This one is in the shade Rose. We're going to use the palette, the Making Mauves palette. Comes in cute outer packaging. We're going to start off with Big Mauves. There are a lot of cool toned mauves in here, which I don't, as much as I'd like to say it's like you probably have these shades, honestly, since they are so cool, you might not, because they are a little bit more on the cooler side, and I don't think I have a lot of cool toned mauves personally. I did think that originally like this would look too similar to the blush collection, but I don't think it looks anything like it. That one is very pink and very more warm toned, and this one is more purpley, mauvey, grungy, kind of lavendery mauve. So I think that if you have the Blushing Mauves palette, you could get away with getting this one as well. Do you see how pigmented this color is going on? ColourPop shadows are always pretty good, but it's a really pretty color. So there is a kind of just barely deeper tone mauve than this one, and it is called Big Fig, and it is down here, and we're going to go into that one and see what happens. It's just kind of the deeper version of that. These do have a lot of kickback. I'm really interested to see how the shimmers work. They do seem to be pretty dry, and normally they're not like that. I don't know. I've been having interesting luck with ColourPop palettes lately. So this palette looks honestly kind of boring, but I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit different because it is so cool toned. So it's almost like if you want wearable but slightly more unique than normal, this would be a really good one to add into your collection. I feel like the drugstore does have these types of kind of purples, but I feel like usually they're not very pigmented, and these are very pigmented. Next, we're going to take the deepest, darkest shade right here. It is called Marquee, and I'm going to take a pencil brush. I feel like I'm always doing the same. We're gonna do like a halo eye. That one has a lot of pigment flying up, almost to the point where I do have fallout, so I should have definitely tapped that off first, especially since it is such a deep dark shade. So let's just keep on going. But still very pretty. Again, I really like these shades. For some reason, when I have like cool tones like this, especially purples, they look more grungy to me, I guess. I don't know why, but it gives me more grungy vibes. I'm gonna go into one of the lavenders we went into first and kind of mix it in to that deeper, darker purple. I think we're gonna go into the darkest one, called A La Mode. It looks very, very pretty. And my brush is not picking up that much dry. Let's like see what it looks like dry. I don't know. I don't know how people use shadows dry anymore, because every time I use it dry, it never comes out the way I want it to. Like, it's coming off. I need to wet it. There's just no... It's really dry. Is anyone else's really dry? Please let me know. I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, ColourPop's formula is like always changing on me. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes I feel very confused by it. Today I feel very confused. I'm wondering if it was getting so soft it was starting to break, because almost all my ColourPops have like almost had a broken shadow every single time I get it now. So maybe that's why the formula is getting drier. But I feel like when I see everyone else's reviews, I don't see anyone else complaining about this. I just don't understand. If I use it wet, I can get away with it, but honestly, I'm having to build it up quite a bit, and I hate using my finger for shadows. I'm gonna have to use my finger. This is just like... When I swatched it, it did look really pretty. It feels really gritty and dry. That's just... I don't understand. Maybe this is supposed to be like glitter slash... Maybe they made it so shiny because it's like glitter slash shimmer. And for my inner corner, I'm going to use the brightest shade called Bicoastal. Wow, so that one is super duper shimmery and intense. I do like... I know, you probably hear walking, that's my mom upstairs walking around. Next, we're using the blush that came in this bundle, and this one is called Coast to Coast. I chose the bundle with the more mauve blush, the deeper mauve, as opposed to the pink, and it does have a mirror, and it has this cute little flower imprint in it. I don't believe there is any shimmer. I did swatch it earlier, but it is kind of coming off. Okay, so it's, even though it looks like it would be the cooler tone one, I still feel like I think Squirt is trying to eat Declan's food upstairs. That's what you hear. So I feel like it's pretty warm toned compared to kind of the palette, which it looks pretty cool tone in here, but on my cheeks it's definitely pulling very warm. I like the color, but I don't know how much I like it with this eye look, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of wish it was a little bit cooler toned. Yeah, I thought this is how I'd expect the kind of pinkier one, I guess, to look. And this bundle came with the Lux Lip Gloss in the shade Check-In, and this one I think might be the lighter one actually. This one is like a light pink mauve with almost purple sparkles. I've never tried a ColourPop Lux Gloss. I like the way it smells. It smells interesting. I can't really put my finger. It almost smells like Fruity Pebbles. So I do have like a nude mauve lip liner on. I do like the big applicator. That is definitely, oh my gosh, do you see how much it just pulled out? It definitely pulls out a lot of product, which honestly I would prefer that over not enough. I kind of got annoyed with the like original doe foot applicators that I kept like having to put in there over and over. Yeah, it smells kind of like Fruity Pebbles. It's very comfortable. When I pull my lips apart, it does have those little strings. There's better glosses out there. I do feel like it's a little bit thick though. Even though it is not that sticky, it still is a little bit thicker. I did get these two Super Shocks, which I haven't bought Super Shocks in a really long time. But these ones actually did really catch my eye. The packaging is really cute because it is more purpley. And you got these shades Day Trippin' and Bloomer. I'm actually going to try Day Trippin' as a highlighter. It is kind of more sheer with kind of purpley flecks, so we'll try it. I'm going to turn my light down a little bit. So it is definitely like more sheer. Has like purpley flecks. I think it'd be pretty on top of some of these other shades just to add some sparkles. I mean, there's been prettier Super Shock shadows in my lifetime. It's not like the prettiest Super Shock shadow of all time, but it is very pretty. And then here is the next one. This one definitely has more pigment, and this one's called Bloomer. This one kind of reminds me of the shade that I put in the center of my lid. So maybe it would help kind of that shadow stick down. So those are pretty, but I don't think they're a necessity in your collection. So that is everything I picked up from the Making Mauves collection. Now I will say that the bundle is a really good deal. A palette, 2 Super Shocks, a lip gloss, and a blush. I mean, that's a really good deal, especially for a step up better quality than what you would get from the drugstore. I definitely feel you don't need everything from this collection. If you are a ColourPop collector, there are things you might want to get just because the packaging is cute. For instance, like these Super Shock shadows do have really cute packaging, but I didn't feel like they're a must-have in a collection. I feel like they have so many more beautiful Super Shock shadows out there, and while they're pretty and I do hope to use them, they're probably not my favorite in the entire world. The blush is a very pretty, beautiful mauve pink. It definitely leans more pink, and I didn't quite understand why it wasn't a little bit less pink. I kind of thought it would be more cool toned, but it's not. And so it is very pretty, and their blushes are always good. Again, it came in the bundle, which made it a really good deal. Would I run out and have to like repurchase this? No, I don't. I have other pink blushes like this in my collection, but again, it is a pretty color. But the lip gloss, I like that it smells kind of like Fruity Pebbles, and it is very comfortable, but it is a little bit thicker, and so you do kind of get the little strings in between your lips. I do like the applicator, how it does come out nicely. I probably really didn't need to even re-dip in there like I did. I probably shouldn't have, especially considering how thick it is. But again, I don't even know if I would purchase this again. I kind of like their regular original ultra glossy lips over this formula. I think that they're just a little bit less thick and tacky, and you don't really get the stringy effect like you do with these. So I think I will stick to the ultra glossy lip formula. Lastly, we have the palette. The palette I do feel is a good one to have in your collection. If you have other mauve shadows like the new Nudes palette or the Alter Ego Daydream palette or some other cool toned mauve palettes from ColourPop. I know they had that butterfly kind of mauve toned palette come out, which I personally do not own. Then you might not need this, but I personally feel like I don't have a lot of these cooler mauve tones that are in this palette, and I do think it is more unique. Now the mattes performed very amazing. I did have a little kickback, but I did struggle with the shimmers, which is not normal for ColourPop shimmers. Normally I have the easiest time ever because they're so delicate and you barely need any, and it's just like boom. I feel like I had to build these up because they're harder pan, and I also think it's weird because I never hear anybody else really talk about there being a formula change, but I definitely see it between this one and, like, for instance, the blush palette or some of the other palettes they've recently released, like the Going Coconuts one, the mint one. It's a lot harder of a consistency, and I kind of hope it's not the route they're going, but I kind of get it because maybe their shadows are just breaking too much. I mean, I know some of my shadows have come and broken, so maybe that's just kind of the way they're trying to fix it, or maybe they're trying a whole new formula, because once you are able to get it on the lid, it is extremely intense. It does look a little bit glittery, so I'm wondering if it is kind of a technically glitter metallic. I don't really know. So I do suggest using like a glitter glue and your finger. Those are the best ways I've found to apply it so far. I'm willing to keep trying to work with it more because I think the palette is beautiful, and I'm still willing to recommend it to you, but just know that sometimes the way you might have used other ColourPop metallics, you might have to try something different for this. And again, maybe it's just my palette. I don't know. Like, I don't hear anyone else talk about these things, so I think it's really strange. Anyways, let me know down below how you guys are doing personally. I know that we are personally still in lockdown. I haven't left the house since last Friday. So last Friday, I've been at home for 10 days straight without going anywhere. So yeah, I'm still here and I'm doing a lot better than I was in my last video, so that's good. But you guys stay healthy and stay in and be careful, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.